Welcome to a Little Tom Foolery, Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. A podcast filled with laughs and gaffs, guffaws and haws, and maybe a picture of a dog. A little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery. A little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery, a little Tom Foolery. Fools!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another podcast, an episode of A Little Tom Foolery with our host, Rob Little. We're always happy to have him when he can be on, and as always, I'm your co-host.
Hey, what are you doing? This is my podcast. Did you just take over?
I'm doing a show.
No, I'm
doing
the host.
I'm doing it.
I know you want to be on the get out of here.
Rob Little, I tell you.
What was that? We got to have some more eye candy on here often, I think. That's what that was. Oh, my God. That was adorable. Thanks for bringing on your wife. And by the way, happy anniversary, buddy.
Thank you. This is exciting. 8 years married. Isn't that incredible?
Almost a decade.
Almost. All because of you. You married us.
No, it's not.
If you didn't do it, we wouldn't be together.
But
you,
small part.
Since she tried to ruin our podcast, do you want to do the introduction yourself? Like, because you usually do it, you do it good, and she tried to mock.
I think she crushed it. First take. We're good.
So we'll just leave it in.
Yeah, I loved it. Plus it's a little bit of eye candy then, if anybody's watching the show.
Oh yeah,
because we're kind of goofy and she's adorable.
Yeah, I should just. I mean, I'm trying to be as sexy as I can on this. I was gonna.
There you go.
But there's an undershirt. I don't even have. It's like 90 degrees here, and I'm still. Oh, you thought that was my skin?
I thought that was your pasty white skin from Minnesota.
For those listening, I just unbuttoned my shirt, and there was a super tan, dark shirt. And so Rob thought that was my skin because I'm wearing this. Looks like a bronzed body.
It looked like tan lines to me, so I thought that was your body. Oh, buddy, what a crazy week, man. What'd you have going on this past week?
I had a fun show, comedy-wise. The comedian Akeem Woods was in town, so I went to Eau Claire, Wisconsin with him, and we did a little, there was a small theater out there, because normally it's called The Plus, is the venue that's out there, but they're under construction, so I was in like this community theater type place doing a show. It was really fun. The green room rules were adorable because there was a little sign that was clearly made for like kids and plays because it was like, don't touch your props or if they're not your props. And then it was like, and just remember to have fun. And I was like, that's what I'm about. I'm about having fun.
I thought you were going to say, don't touch your privates. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Just don't touch your props or your other props.
Well, you know how kids are. You got to tell them that stuff. Quit touching yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I did a show that was kind of crazy. I was in Denver and a little city called Parker, Colorado, just like a suburb of it. And it was this place called Studio at Main Street. Have you ever heard of it? Did I lose you?
No, that sounds cool. No, am I freezing? Oh,
yeah. No. Well, no, you're just kind of blankly staring at me. And I was like, what did he lose? What happened? No, it was called Studio at Main Street. And I thought it was going to be like a studio, kind of like maybe a small black box theater or something. It was a bar that had 2 garage doors they lifted up. And you did this but they had it set up really nice because I guess they have bands there a lot and stuff. But the first night, I mean, I'm not saying anything that wasn't true. This thing, they had a band all day. So people were hammered.
Oh no.
Yeah. And when it came down to do the show, they had like 4 comics on before me. And then I went on and it was difficult. It was, it was like herding wet cats at night. So to be honest, I thought I was going to be fired that first night. And then the next night, was phenomenal. And a ton of friends came out. I had a fraternity brothers there. I cried on stage.
Oh, Rob.
Have you ever done that?
No. Usually that kind of brings people down if you cry.
That's what I thought too. And I'm like, why are you crying? But I looked at my fraternity brothers and I was like, being in the fraternity was like the best time of my life. And I just started bawling. And I'm like, what? what are you doing? I'm almost starting right now. I'm kind of tearing up, but it was just like something that just kind of hit me at the moment. I was like, oh my God, we got to get you off stage. You're bringing everybody down. But it ended up being a phenomenal show. It was the best show. It was so fun.
That sounds fun. And then did the car drive into the thing like, I need an oil change? You're like, get out of here. I'm having an emotional moment with my frat boys. Leave me alone.
It's almost identical to what I said. Basically, I said, we got to close this up because we got oil change. I did say the oil change thing.
Nice.
And yeah, we're both on the comedic same mind right there. But yeah, so that was that was my past weekend. That was what, and you said you just had a crazy day today, right?
Oh, I mean, it's Megan and I's anniversary,
Right.
but it's on a weekday. So we were like, what should we do? You know, you're not going to do any super fancy thing till like the weekend. And so we went to the DMV, which is, I think that's 8 years you go to the DMV. And the reason we went to the DMV, this is the thing we've been dealing with for over almost a year now. When we moved back from California, we were just trying to get our license plate changed over from California to Minnesota. So they did that. Then all of a sudden we got the letter that they're like, oh, and we wanted the title updated with the new address. And so they go, well, we can't give you your new title until you surrender your old title. So Megan just mailed in the title to who knows where. Luckily, she made a photocopy, because then we went back because it was like a month. We're like, we still haven't gotten the replacement title. So we go in the DMV and we're like, hey, can we get a copy of our title? And they're like, oh, we can't get that until you surrender the out-of-state title. And we're like, no, we're not. It's from Minnesota the whole time. So the DMV thinks there's some California title that we never had, because we had California plates like registered, but we never changed the title because we had something called sunshine plates. And so then they give us this number that nobody answers. I think it's just a phone in a room that there's nobody there. And then we went to the DMV today, and this guy was like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. You know, you got to call this number. I was like, we've called the number. I was like, can you call the number? He's like, I can't call and I was like,
he's like, I know there's nobody really there.
And he goes, you can call. He goes, call like 8 a.m. right when they open, because Megan has called this number multiple times and been on hold for like hour and a half at a time, and she's got a day job.
Right.
And the hours of this thing are like during business week, like hours. So,
right.
So then there's an address. So I go, we're going to this address. I was like, there's somebody there.
Right.
And so we drove to it. There was another there, and the guy too, he goes, oh, it'll just be a lady at a desk. Like, she's not gonna be able to do anything if you go there. I was like, what is this then? Where, like, and so we did drive there, and finally a lady sort of helped us there. And it was she was like, okay, you need to contact California to have them send you something that says you never had a title. And I was like, this is the dumbest. So now we're supposed to bring in another DMV from out of state. And like, all we want to do is, if we want to sell the car, we need like a title. But she was also like, oh, you could, as long as you bring the person and take the license plates off, you could sell. Like, it sounds insane. And at one point she goes, you might need to go to court. And I was like, why? Like, we've done everything they said. And they were mad at us that we mailed this title, that we didn't mail it certified, I guess, because then they can track it. They're like, did you certify mail it? And I'm like, no, we mailed it through the U.S. Postal Service, the best mail in the country.
Right.
Like, where is our title to it? Like, so it really made me happy about government stuff. They really got everything just so streamlined. They make it easy.
You know what? The funniest is their wording is when they say, will you surrender it? Yeah. Like, you're like at home going, you ain't going.
I know,
like you're holding it in your
hostage, like, you'll get this title when I die. Then,
right.
But like, I was like, what do you do if it's like a lost title? And they're like, well, we can't get, like, because they think we need to surrender this California title.
Right.
So
there's no thing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
They got the original title or whatever. It's registered with them. We just want the copy of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, do you want money? How much money? I'll give you all the money. Like, just give us, all we want to do is sell this car. But it's
whose car is it? Yours or hers?
It's Megan's car. So
yeah. You know
I don't
what?
even know. I mean, I was just there to like look intimidating, you know,
Sure.
so they would be like, oh, we better not fool around. Like, this
Right.
guy's serious.
Because you unbutton the top button and then they
I
saw
unbuttoned
that.
it. I started taking the shirt off. I go, look, I know this is a DMV, but I'm going to Hulk out here pretty soon.
Right.
I told her, I go, I go, just say Operation Blue. And that's when I just start, I'm going to run around and be like, is our title here? And I just rip posters off the wall and like tip over trash cans. Like, oh, maybe the title's in here. Oh, it's not. Like,
DMV, direct manly violence. Here it comes.
Boom. So,
wow, dude. That's, you know what? I think what you found out today is that you could put a dead body and burn that car and it would never be traced back to you.
I don't know.
Hey, we found your title.
Yeah,
it was back in this room.
Yeah. But it also like teaches you, because like we've worked in customer service. So whoever you're talking to, like if they can't do anything, they can't do anything.
Right.
So we never want to like yell at them. Like I wanted to yell at them, but like this is the third time, but it's like a new person. So you have to remember like their job's terrible. So we're just trying to be nice, but you also want to be like, somebody help me. Like it's like this big loop. It was nuts. So,
you know whose job isn't terrible? The person that doesn't have to answer the phone when you call.
That whoever
how do you
is
get that job?
Phone line.
What do you
that
do?
agent?
I just watch the phone ring all day. Do you hear it? No, I got it on silent, so I see the lights blinking.
But I put tape over that. I don't even see that anymore. Oh
yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah. So
wow, people always talk about nightmares at the DMV, and I've never once had a nightmare. They've all been, even when I moved to New York City, you just set up a time to go in. And when I went in, it was like, I was in and out in like 5-10 minutes. I couldn't believe how easy it was.
Yeah. And I think this all starts, somebody hit the wrong button and now it's just stuck. It like doesn't understand because they were like, when we first got there, at first they wanted us to pay. They're like, oh, you haven't paid your Minnesota registration since whenever we left LA, like 2016. So I think had we been like, when you have sunshine plates, what we had, I think they think that you also have your car in Minnesota. So that's what happened. So so then she put in like, oh no, they're transferring it from California. So in some system they think, so I don't know if that makes any sense, but
wow,
it's really confusing. I'm just gonna make one with Crayon though, and I'm gonna sell the car.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sell it to you for $1 so we can just get the title.
Oh yeah, I want that nightmare at my house.
Then you'll sell it back for like $1,000. I'm like, no, sell it back for the $1. You're like, no. It's this is up now if you want a proper title.
Well, and you got that nice new driveway to park it in. So I mean, this should be a showcase car.
But if anybody works for the DMV that is a listener, please call this number. I'm going to give it to you. It's going to put you on hold for 4 hours. No.
We should have people. You just brought up a good idea. We should have people contact us if they got any other nightmare stories.
I think that would be funny. If people have had any bureaucracy or like, I just want to know what people are, because I think it also is a help just to get it out there for people that are frustrated with something currently, or if in the past they've dealt with something. So if they want to email us, they can, it's the guys at tomfoolery.com.
A little tomfoolery.
A little tomfoolery.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, email us, tell us. So we'll get your story out here, and I think that would be funny if you've had any nightmare bureaucracy stories.
Yeah, we'll definitely post that. And we'll post that on our pages too. A little the guys at a little tomfoolery.com. If you want.
And if it's something we think we can help, maybe we can do it live on the podcast. Like we'll call the play and be like, listen, Bob didn't like how you fixed his truck or something. Like I think we could go. Send Rob and Tommy to help people.
We're gonna be like the nightly news in your local area. Fame or shaming people, basically. Yep. The Hall of Shame. That's what we're gonna do. Awesome. Yeah, great idea for sure. I love that.
We fix no problems.
Oh man. I got some news today that helped me make my decision. My agent doesn't even know this yet, but the Royal Caribbean finally wrote me with all the details.
And so to some people up, if they haven't heard, this is you about to go on a cruise ship potentially for 6 months.
6 months.
Whoa.
Dude, that's 23 weeks. on a ship, not getting to, you can get off at ports, but you can't go home. And then we found out you can't get off at the ports for the first like 2 to 9 weeks or something like that.
Because you're quarantined, right?
They quarantine us, even though you've been vaccinated and everything, and you go through all this medical stuff before you even get on the ship. So the first 2 weeks you can't even leave your room. On the I know. After I read all this, there's so much more, dude. So much more stuff, and I was just like, well, that made my decision way easier. Because
what is the decision?
No way.
You're not doing it?
No way am I doing this.
Yes, Rob, staying on the land.
No way. I mean, and this is where we go, hey, do we have any new Patreon subscribers? Because Rob's going to be poor for the next 9 to 23 weeks. It ain't like I don't have gigs booked. It's just I would have made a lot more doing this. But
yeah, this is a little bit of a pay cut by not doing that, but it'll help your sanity. But yeah. Speaking of Patreon, should I mention we got a bunch of new members. This is exciting. They're coming out of everywhere. I'm gonna read them. Our new Patreon subscribers. We have Jessica Ryan. She's a fine fool for joining, and Sara Kile. She also just became a fine fool. So thank you so much for your contribution. Now we have, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Janice Cissna. It's Cissna, and she just became a cool fool.
Ooh.
So she's gonna get some headshots and a shout out right now.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention I'm also creating our new poster that we're gonna send out for people.
Oh, nice. Yes.
So we'll both sign them and we'll send them out.
Yeah, excellent.
Cool.
So
cool.
The poster, and we have a very cool, awesome fool. And this is somebody I know, actually. Is my former boss at Barnes & Noble, Kelley Bren Burke. So she is an awesome fool. So she gets shout out. She get the poster, and she gets her dog featured in our favorite segment, Dog of the Week. So we'll see that in a little bit, and then we've got some special topics to discuss with her that I'm gonna bring up in a second.
Awesome.
And then we have an outstanding fool, Rob. This is my buddy. Yeah, Butch Mouret. He is so he's gonna get he's shout out Butch. Shout out to Butch.
Butch is he's my tool guy. He actually hooks me up with new tools when they come out. So I love this dude.
That's awesome. But that's so nice of him to do that. And
he's gonna go ahead and say what he's gonna get. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he get to send us a pet picture we'll feature for people to see, and then he can tell us ideas we want to talk about, and I'm gonna give him back rubs.
And he's coming on as a guest.
Yeah, so
he's gonna be a guest on the show. So
it's gonna be super exciting.
This guy has got some great stories already. I've been talking to him a little bit, and then I found out I thought he's only been coming to my shows this past year because I met him at the show when I was ripping on Ryobi tools, and he's like, "Oh, I sell them," and I'm like, "Oh, I actually love them. I was just kind of making fun." And he's been coming to see me like 15 years.
No way! So he's a huge fan.
Anytime I played Florida, he's there. And I was like, I had no idea. So we'll have some stories with him. We'll bring him on. He'll come to my house and we'll do a
I'm so excited to meet Butch.
Yeah, he's great. He's got like 3 names. Is Leon, Butch. He's whatever you call him, he listens. So it's kind of cool, dude.
That's good. That's like my dog Minnie. She doesn't know what her name is because we have so many animals. Because we're like Olive, Harvey, Dave, Bob, and then she'll just be like, I have no idea who I am.
Speaking of that dog, dude, I've been seeing the pictures. What are you feeding them? Steroids? I know it's a Great Dane, but they grow that fast.
She grows so fast. She's doubled in size, or if not tripled, since we got, because she's tall, so her weight isn't as extreme, but she just keeps growing and growing. It's I'm getting shoved out of the bed, but it's fine.
It's just gonna be Megan with pets all over her eventually.
Just me curled on the floor, like, can I come up? I'm excited. Dog of the week.
Dog of the week.
Dog of the week. I think this would be a good time after talking about our Patreon, because Kelley, who is a Patreon member, her dog of the week, Murphy, is absolutely amazing. I met this dog. I'm going to share it here.
You met it?
Oh, yeah. When he was a puppy, because she used to be my boss at Barnes and Noble, so she would bring her dog in. But here is Murphy. He is
Oh
adorable.
my God.
Isn't that cute?
I love him. When she
Just-
first wrote us, she said, "Oh yeah, I got this dog and it's an English bulldog." And I was like, "You had me at English bulldog immediately." Like this
Yeah.
thing.
He is so sweet.
cute.
You're gonna love this next picture. Buckle up. I think you'll get behind this one.
Okay.
It is.
Mhm.
Boom. Look at that.
Aw.
He got his lap dog little banner. He's like, I'm a lap dog. That's his job. Just
He's
chilling on laps.
he's fawn and white is what they call those colors, and
Yeah.
mostly fawn and white face, super cute. He's the epitome of what I love about English bulldogs. He's just, and she says he's pretty heavy, but he wants to be a lap dog, so
He just comes and plops down on you. And then here is the this is the last photo I've got of Murphy here. Let's see. Here we go. Which one? This is just a sweet little one. There.
Why do
So-
dogs always love that? Okay, it's laying flat on its stomach with its back legs straight out. which
Yeah.
they're-
Long dog is what I call that. Or frog dog.
or the Superman.
Or
is
the
what you-
Superman.
Yeah. Oh
But-
man, that's great. What a
But
great
yeah.
dog.
And if you're listening, go to our YouTube and you can see these fun dog photos. We should post these on the
I was just
our
gonna say
website or something.
that.
We could have a big dog of the week Hall of Fame, and at the end of the year, we could pick our favorite dog.
Oh
then
my
we'd send it-
God.
Send it a giant trophy with dog treats or something.
You're on fire today, brother.
So,
That's a great idea.
but
Yeah. We definitely are doing that. Let's do that.
cool.
Dog
Yeah.
We'll have dog of the year and we'll post every week we'll post. So you got to go back now and post all the pictures on our
Yeah,
Little
I'll
Tom
find 'em and-
Foolery website. And you send me in for the website. Now you put them up on the Facebook too and Instagram and all that.
Excellent.
Sounds
So,
good.
But this is Murphy, an adorable dog. Thank you, Kelley, for sharing that and being the Patreon member. The other thing I want to brag about Kelley is she has an outstanding business. Now we have sponsor of the week.
Sponsor of the week.
What? Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And also, this is tied to Kelley because it's her business, but and it's Gems by Kelley. She has her jewelry shop on Etsy. It's fantastic because it's anniversary time for me, and you I've bought from Gems by Kelley. They're really good. They're perfect for any occasion, really, not just anniversaries. You can shop on this website if you like jewelry. It's great for, Mother's Day, a birthday. Like sometimes I think it's perfect the occasion. And like if you eat a meal, remember when you eat a meal and then like an hour later, all of a sudden you're hungry and you want another meal, like that you could celebrate that second meal that you have right ever, get some jewelry for yourself because like that was like, you're like, I just double mealed it. So like literally there's not any occasion that you shouldn't shop at Gems by Kelley. And I just want to share her website. It's really cool what she makes. And she's made some custom jewelry for Megan and I as well. So I don't know if she'll do that through or if that was just a favor for us. But this is her cool, like look at some of the stuff she's made. It's really neat.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to hide this from my mom right off the bat. She's got all these purple ones and my mom would love them.
No, and then she'll do like birthstone stuff. Like these are all the categories of bracelets, stretch bracelets, birthstones, pure copper jewelry. Like she's really talented. She no longer works at Barnes and Noble. This is her full time. She's legit jewelry maker. So
we'll put her website up there and we'll definitely, this is amazing.
Yeah. And so you got to check out Gems by Kelley. And then here's the earrings I just wanted to show. If you can see them, these are the ones I got.
Ooh.
Super fancy. She loves them. And
Nice.
I only have one near pierced, but sometimes I put them in there. So
I just got my belly button pierced, so that's all I
oh yeah.
That looked great.
It looks so good. But yeah. So everyone should check that out. And
Thanks, Kelley.
Thank you, Kelley. You rock.
Wow. She was thank God we got her as a Patreon, man. She's amazing. We got all kinds of phenomenal. I feel like she should be my best friend. She likes everything I like. So
yeah. And she used to work at the comedy club long before the bookstore that I worked with her. She was a waitress for Acme Comedy Company, and then she was my boss, and she fired me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny because she told me she brought you and Megan on, and this is kind of how you and Megan met, right?
Yep. When I transferred to her store, Megan was working there. So because of you and Kelley is basically why we're together.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's so cool to see people do what they love too. Because we had fun at the bookstore, but it's so cool to see her be like, "This is my business. This is what I want to do." I was like, "Heck yeah, Kelley!"
Now this would be cool. I would love to ask Megan at this point if the day you hired on, did she look at you and go, "That's it, right there's my husband. I can just see it." Like, did she think that? And because women think that kind of stuff.
I feel like you've heard the story maybe, but she was mad when I was coming in for my transfer interview. She was like, "Who is this guy? I feel like he's going to take my hours," because they were like, "Why?" She was like, "Why are they bringing on?" Even though I had a different title than her, I was coming in as a head cashier, but she was like, "Oh, this guy's going to take my hours." So
really?
She was instantly not in love, which was funny because I was walking by and I walked by her, and on the way to the back to do the interview, I was like, "Oh, that girl's cute." Little did I know in her brain, she's like, "This guy's an idiot and I hate him already." So that's how good I am that I had to like overpower that hate and make her fall in love with me. So,
dude, if this isn't a movie in the waiting, I mean, this is like the epitome of every romance movie ever.
Yeah.
Or rom-com.
I know. I mean, I do kind of remember looking at her and I kind of whispered into her, I go, "I'm going to marry you. And on our 8-year wedding anniversary, we're going to 2 different DMVs, sweetheart." That's how I'm going to treat you the best.
I'm cool with that. Just don't take my hours.
Please don't take my bookstore hours.
That's cool though too, that she was that much of a hard worker. That she was really, that's what she was worried about. Kids nowadays would have been like, "Please take my hours. I don't want them," you know.
What's funny is how many hours of her life I have taken away now. Little did she know.
Right?
Oh man, she just got to stare at me building Lego and just coming home with comic books and animals.
Speaking of that, wasn't that part of her gift or no? Was
that she got? For also for her anniversary, I got her a Disney pin. And then I also got I'll have to send the picture of it, but I have a picture of our dogs in Lego that I'm building. It's still not finished because it takes a long time, but I'll set that up. So it's all of our dogs in Lego. It's really big.
Oh, that's cool. I thought you were the video you sent me. Was that just you were just showing me what you have created?
I think that I've sent you like half of it done, but it's like all 3 dogs. Or no, you're thinking of the Lego town that I sent you?
The Lego town.
Oh, yeah, that's unrelated to the gift.
Oh, I thought that was her gift.
She gave me a gift for that. Did I tell you that?
No.
So I'm building a Lego city in my basement. I should post pictures of that somewhere. You can see it on my social media. Because like any adult, they always have a Lego city in their basement. It's just part of becoming a grown man. So she got the coolest gift. She got me a sash, but I haven't got it. It's coming in the mail today. It's a sash that says Mayor of Tommytown, and it's like a mayor sash, so I can wear it downstairs because I'm the mayor of my city.
Right.
And she got me some cool records, which was cool.
That, I gotta be honest, that sounds like the movie Lego, the Lego movie. You're the Will Ferrell of your town.
It literally is like that. I don't glue my Legos together. There's no Craggle, but yeah, it is. It's cool, but some people would be like, "That's weird that you have a small town in your basement." But I'm happy with
weird,
myself.
dude. There's guys that got train sets that are, just like that too. That's not weird, dude. That's what you love, man. It's never weird if you love it, right?
Exactly.
Unless it's weird, unless it's creepy or something. But I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of creepy.
I mean, I killed all the minifigures in my town. I took their heads off. Is that no, I'm just kidding.
You got them hanging.
Super dark. Like, no, this is, you get down there like, yeah, this is terrifying, Tommy. You need help, genuine help.
But you know what it kind of reminded me of? Here's another, like I have aunts that collect all those houses for Christmas during Christmas. So in their house, they got literally cities throughout every room in the house.
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of reminds me of. Yeah. Christmas Village. Yeah. So yeah, dude, it's a lot of work. What you put into that had to take tons of hours and wasted so much of your life. But I just mean, oh man, speaking of wasting my life, I got some more lures.
Yes.
Those big lures.
Those are amazing. You got some cool ones.
I got like 4 more coming. I think I have a problem. They're oversized lures and I got them all over my pergola now, but now I'm like, hey, I'm going to be getting a dock one day. I'm going to need them for that too. So I'm like not slowing down at all. I'm buying them. Then, yeah.
What's your newest favorite one that you have? Do you have a favorite? Is that too hard? The Mountain Dew one was cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna post these. I'll post these on our page too. I don't. There's a blue one that I got. It's like a crankbait, and I got it. Now I sound like I'm dorky in this stuff, but it's a crankbait, and it's up on my pergola already. But I'll post a picture of that one. That one's probably my favorite, and it's probably my most expensive one too. So
I feel like Gems by Kelley should make giant lures.
Just
made out of gems and diamonds encrusted lure.
That gave me goosebumps. I was like, oh, I love that idea. Maybe we can get her to make. I could send her a lure. She could bedazzle it, and then you send her like a village, and she bedazzles that.
It just adds gems to all of our hobbies. This Lego City was $100. Now it's worth $10,000.
Right.
With gems and rubies all over it.
Dude. I think it's time for a quick a little segment of here's a little history.
Is it time?
Can we do it?
I think we should.
Now it's time for my favorite segment. Here's a little history with your host, Rob Little. Yeah. Yes. Dude, I got a couple fun ones today, and we'll just go through them real quick. And I like teaching people too. So I'm a dork. I love history. And if some of this stuff is boring, we'll move past it. And if it's not, we'll talk about it. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I'm excited.
I pinched a few off, so we don't have all of them now. But here's some ones I didn't know about. Did you know when a police read you your Miranda rights, that was based off of a guy, a man, Ernesto or Miranda?
Ooh, interesting.
I didn't know he had a conviction in 1966. This week in 1966, they didn't read him his rights, and he got arrested, and his lawyers fought it, and it went up to the Supreme Court, and now it's named after this Ernesto Miranda. I would have thought it was a Miranda woman, but it's his actually last name,
Ernesto Miranda.
Ernesto.
I wonder what he was arrested for.
Well, it wasn't good. It was.
He was like, that's why they needed to sue, because if they had read him his rights, he would have been gone forever.
Yeah, he was doing some raping, I think.
Oh, that's terrible. But and
I
the
left
Miranda
that out.
rights, that's just you have the right to remain silent, and you can get a lawyer.
Anything you say or do can be used against you. Yeah, all that.
Like, don't you think they should update that? Like, I mean, I get it, that's good, but I would add more like fun stuff, like just kind of throw it in to like just make it, like you also have the right to not commit crime, just say like kind of be passive aggressive. Like,
you have the right to not put yourself in this situation.
Yeah, or like you also have the right to eat sandwiches in prison, and like just fun ones. Like you have the right to write letters to old ladies.
You have the right to have an eye for an eye. So whatever you have done is going to be done to you in prison.
Oh no!
There you go. That would get him to stop.
Yeah, but that's cool. So it was after.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just thought that was a fun one to share. Here's another one. Did you ever think like, why isn't there a channel 1 when you turn on your TV? Like you always use 2. It starts at 2. but I didn't know this. Channel 1's frequency was in the range of 44 to 50 megahertz. So instead of putting it in TVs, they used it for like when you make long distance phone calls. So it'd be for land. Yeah. So I didn't know the frequencies were the
channels.
Yeah, the megahertz. I guess I didn't realize that could be used was for TV and for phones.
And then channel 2, they were like, well, PBS. We get the next lowest one.
3 is allotted for VCRs.
Oh yeah, I remember
3
that.
was never
you
used.
Always you go to channel 3. Go to channel 3. Okay, now we can watch this VHS copy of.
Right.
That's
So the
funny.
FCC is the reason why when they created. That's why we don't have one.
Why can't you still have it? And you would turn to channel 1 and you just listen to people's long distance phone calls. I think that could be entertaining.
Yeah. They used to have something like that called Party Line when we were younger.
Oh, I feel like I remember that.
Yep. But you would call and your neighbors could listen in.
That's weird.
That is weird. I don't think that was meant to be like that. It just was on a way where people could pick up their phone and all of a sudden hear your conversations.
Yeah, I remember that. I had that with a neighbor once. Like our cordless phone. All of a sudden, I was hearing somebody else's conversation.
Yeah,
and they were like, "That little kid Tommy Ryman mowed my lawn so awful." Like I was like, "What? Oh no!" He was doing circles.
He kept trying to stack the bushes to make them look like Legos. It was ridiculous. Then this one I only brought in because it was a big thing for comedians in 1976. That's when the Gong Show was created. And I don't know if you weren't even born yet, were you?
I didn't see it, but I know what the Gong Show was with what's his name?
Yeah, with Chuck Barris was the creator and the host. But that was where the unknown comic started. Like the guy who'd come out with a bag over his head and he'd just tell super corny, quick jokes. And I remember watching that just for the comedians. I couldn't wait for them to come out, because they would have like real acts, but then they would have all these goofy acts in between so they could get gonged. And then the people would make fun of them and stuff. And the unknown comic always got gonged because his jokes were so goofy, but they had like other like real comics on there all the time. And I just remember watching that going, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, that was a big one. Was just cool, I thought.
Did they bring it back briefly and then it got canceled again? Because I
think
feel like they
did.
had it something like that. But
yeah. This one's sad, but I'm not going to tell the whole reason. I just thought this was kind of interesting. And I did this one for you. But in 1959, this week, the guy who played Superman, George Reeves, passed away. And he played Superman on the TV series Adventures in Superman. But what I thought was really cool, and I didn't know this, he was supposed to get married shortly after that to a lady named Lenore Lemon, and she has the same initials as Lois Lane.
Oh, great. Yeah, there's a lot of LLs in the Superman mythos, but that's crazy that he was going to actually marry an LL. Because there's also like Lex Luthor, Lana Lang, Lois Lane. Oops.
Yep.
But yeah, that's so sad that he died. That's a weird hit. But there's like a mystery too behind his death. They don't know if it was there's a movie about it with Ben Affleck is actually really good.
Oh, really? What's it called?
Something Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I'm totally.
Oh, is that the Hollywood Land?
It might be, but
yeah.
But it's a really good, and it's a sad story. There's so much tragedy tied to Superman because you got Christopher Reeves that broke his neck. There's almost like a kind of weird curse, but yeah, that one was really sad that they think it was suicide, but people still think it might have been murder or something. So
yeah. Wow.
I think it was Lex Luthor. I mean, I don't even know why they didn't look at Lex Luthor as an option for
100%.
I mean,
those 3 people that chased him in the one movie.
Yeah, the ones in the mirror that's in space that flips around. Yeah, go to them.
This week in 1903, I thought this was interesting too. Pepsi was introduced. It was trademarked by the U.S. Patent Office in 1903, but I didn't know how it got its, like, that's a derivative. Like the name is from 2 different things. Pepsin It's created from its contents. Pepsin and cola nuts.
So Pepsi Cola nuts.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah. So the cola nuts is, I guess, helps with the flavor or something.
Interesting.
I probably could have did more research, but I just thought it was funny. Pepsin and cola nuts is how Pepsi came about.
Did you know there's a new flavor of Pepsi out? Did you know?
No.
Mango. Right? I like mango, but
I do too, but as a Pepsi?
It's weird. And then on their competitor, Coca-Cola, I just had a Coca-Cola that was orange vanilla. And I was like, what is this going to taste like? And it tastes just like a cream soda. It wasn't very orange. But because I wanted cherry Coke, and there was no cherry Coke. And then they were like, you use this orange vanilla one. And I was like, how about you just stick with your classics? Let's not get crazy here.
Every time they throw vanilla in, it just makes me want to throw up for some reason. And I don't mind vanilla by itself, but when it's in a drink that you're expecting a flavor and then vanilla is added to it, I'm like, ugh.
You would like ice cream, though, if they shove that in your Coke. Vanilla.
Yeah, it's called a root beer float. Yeah, of
well,
course
yeah,
I
that's.
would.
But how come they only put it in root beer? How come there's not other floats?
Yeah.
How come you don't get a Coke or a Mountain Dew float? Like I had a beer float actually. I did that in college. But you can't use ice cream in beer because it'll curdle. So guess what we used in Corona? Guess what we put in there?
What?
Sherbet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we had like Corona with lime sherbet, and we made beer floats, and we thought we were going to be billionaires. But
and you weren't in a fraternity? That sounds like a fraternity thing.
Well, I mean,
that's a great idea.
Group of guys that
that come up with weird ideas for drinks.
Shark Tank ideas in the laboratory. And then they wake up and they forgot what they did. They're like, well, what did we make? Like, I don't know. We made something amazing. We'll never remember.
Nobody ever writes anything down here. Here now, this is another one from again, another interesting thing that in 1893, the popular confection, Cracker Jacks were created in 1893 at the World's Fair. Now, back, I don't know if you remember this, but like a lot of World's Fair, that's where a ton of different things we use nowadays were introduced. And we never hear about that anymore. So I did a quick search, like, do we even still have World's Fairs? Because how is this thing not like, you never hear anybody go, hey, what are you guys doing next week? What are we doing? We're going to the World's Fair in Tallahassee or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they still have them. The next one's in Dubai.
No, they do still have them?
Yeah. They call it World Expo now.
Oh, okay.
So the next one's in Dubai in October of this year.
Well, I mean, now that you're not going to be on the cruise, I feel like it only makes sense to go to the World Expo and do a live episode of your Little Tom Foolery from Dubai on the beach in our Bugattis, right?
And yeah, we'll do it new. We'll call it a little new invention or something, because that's where you find out all these new either foods or all kinds of weird things that they invent, you know?
That's cool. I hope they have one back or not back. I mean, in America would be cool. Or I would like to have one on the moon if they would get going on that, because Elon Musk, I feel like that would be a cool place for the World's Fair, because then you could just look at the world while you're bouncing around on your moon shoes, eating popcorn, and like.
Yeah, I think they'd have to call it Galaxy or Universe Fair then, because you're not at the world anymore.
You're looking at the world, though. It's literally
look at
like
the World Fair.
World Fair on the moon. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm still spitballing here.
I love the idea.
5 sherbet beers. I have no idea what's happening right now.
Well, and then a lot of those World Fairs, like in St. Louis, that's when the arch was for the World's Fair. Like in Seattle, the Space Needle, that was for the World's Fair.
Yeah.
So I would like to do something like that in my hometown, Pinconning, Michigan, and have like a huge wheel of cheese or a mouse or something ginormous that will bring people to our hometown to get pictures with, and then eat my sandwich at the local diner.
Here we go, Rob again, plugging his sandwich. His dream came true. They named a sandwich after him, and he just wants everybody to go get it. What what's the name of the sandwich again? It's
Rob Little steak sandwich.
It's like don't save it, but it's a steak sandwich. And then, is there anything else on it that's special?
Yeah, there's mushrooms, marinara sauce, and a couple different types of cheeses.
Now, if you were in there and somebody ordered your sandwich, which you've posted where like somebody ate the Rob Little sandwich, but if they were like, okay, I would like the Rob Little, but I don't want would you get mad if they substituted things? Because then you're like, that's not an official Rob Little sandwich anymore. You've ruined it.
I think that is grounds for a throat punch, is what you call it.
Wow, that's real. That is
too far.
Extremely violent. That's. But you don't want what you're saying in that. This is like the second time you've mentioned throat punches, which have you? I don't think. Does anybody actually really do that?
I've never actually thrown one. No, never.
No, I
that's because nobody orders my sandwich wrong. I don't know. That's how the sandwich even came about. Was I was taking 3 different sandwiches and kind of combining what I liked about them. So yeah, maybe they can create their own then if they want. They don't like what's on mine. I don't care.
I think you should talk to them, and then if somebody does or like change it, be like, well, I mean, enjoy the Rob Little sandwich, but then they have to rename it something that you don't like. You can be like, well, now you're actually eating the dirty duck sandwich, or
right?
Something. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything clever, but if you have a hometown mortal enemy in Pinconning, be like, that's theirs. That's that sandwich now. Or just have them put a plaque that's like, Rob will throat punch you if you change any of the ingredients on this.
Or
gluten-free bread.
I mean, at this point, we can just name every sandwich the Rob Little sandwich. Then, if they're gonna change what mine is, it's still my sandwich.
But what I'm really asking is, how do I get a sandwich there? Is what
You contact your own hometown, and
I want my sandwich in Rob's hometown.
We could get a Little Tom Foolery sandwich in there.
Whoa! Don't even get my hopes up like that.
Well, what are your favorite sandwiches?
Oh, well, I mean, I already know what's on the Little Tom Foolery sandwich. It's a pizza. So you take a pizza, you put peanut butter and jelly on top of the pizza, and then you put nerds on there. You put nerds, and then you get you get a bunch of hot dogs, nice cook off the grill hot dogs. Put those on there. You're gonna throw some bread in there, I guess. Eventually, you're gonna want to blend this up. And then you're gonna get some Coca-Cola mango flavor. You dump a little bit of that in there, and then you throw that all away
and start over.
Yeah, and then
I like the nerds idea and Pop Rocks. I think so. It gives it, it's
something fun, like put popcorn on it or something. I just want something goofy within the sandwich, like adds a different texture, or potato chips in there. I like to put chips in the sandwich.
I do too. I like chips or Fritos.
Yeah,
like
when I get like that last week that you're so jealous of Andy for her filming a TV show where she just got to eat a bunch of sandwiches. You're like,
dude, I know. I went back and watched that whole episode. That was what took me so long to edit, because I was watching all of her shows. It was fun.
I just want to write a movie where you just constantly eat sandwiches throughout it.
Yes.
That's what I'm working on.
Now I'm going to go to the Food Network and go, hey, can I just go around the country eating different sandwiches? I'm sure you've done variations of this, but nobody's enjoyed them as much as me.
How did we get talking about this?
We're still on a little history. This was from the World Expo. We're done with all that stuff. I just want to say real quick some birthday shout outs to all of our super good buddies. Tim Allen, this week's birthdays: Tim Allen, James Belushi, Abby Elliott from SNL. She's Chris Elliott's daughter. Kip Adada is a long veteran in comedy. Christina, I can never say her last name. It's Tom Segura's wife. Yes. Yes. Tom Shalhoub, who's all over Fox News as a comedian. Lynn Koplitz, and this one I forgot he was a comedian, but I was like, oh yeah, he was. Joe Piscopo from SNL. So back in the beginnings, man. So all happy birthday to all those guys, and that's been a little week in history. Woo! Yay!
That was a good one. Nice job. Thanks. Those are fun ones, Rob.
Cool.
Tim Allen went to school with my mother-in-law.
No way.
In Michigan, yeah.
That's awesome. Did he do drugs back then? Because
I don't think so. I know she has some story. She's mentioned him, but yeah, he was clean back in elementary school.
I would love to hear her opinion about him because I met him once, and me and him like had a lot of similarities in the beginning of our comedy career, and then obviously things kind of went different ways for us. But he and I like had the same management and all this stuff. And when I met him, I brought that up really quick. He didn't give two craps. Like he did not. Kind of bummed me out. All these famous people I meet, and they're never as excited to meet me for some reason.
Never meet your heroes, Rob. That's what they tell you.
Is that what they? That's why. Yeah. Well, this has been a fun episode, man. Hey, what do you got coming up?
I got some. I'm hosting a show this week at Sisyphus in Minneapolis on Thursday. This coming Thursday. I don't know what the date is. The
17th?
Thursday. 17th.
Yep.
And then I will be with you in Omaha at the Funny Bone in the end of June. That's coming up.
It's a week away, buddy.
Yeah, a week from this weekend. So on the 25th and 26th.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's going to be so fun. I got to start plugging that on our Instagrams and stuff too.
Yeah, we'll definitely start doing that. And then when you and I are going to do a little Tom Foolery.
It's going to be so crazy to be in the same room with you to do the podcast.
It ain't going to be much different than this, buddy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I just don't know how you're going to bring that big memory sign with you. Because I'm bringing my background. I'm bringing this Lego set and I'm bringing this Superman statue for sure.
Now you just made me think of something. I wonder if I can get it here in time. Okay. Yeah.
So and then are you anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend I'm at the Loony Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the 17th through the 21st.
Oh, that's a great club. I did that club with you. Yeah, is it still the owner? I mean, is it still the two people that run it, the owners?
Nope, got the owners still own it, yes, but there is new management there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some new guys there. They've gone through a lot of different management there.
Gotcha.
But, it is a fun club, and there's already a big group coming out Friday night that are trying to do a takeover show. So there's like 50 or 60 of them coming. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I love this place because the first time I went there, I got to see Sam Kinnison's grave. He's buried in Tulsa. Wow. So that was kind of, I mean, as a comedian, he was one of my favorites growing up. So it was neat to kind of see that. But
when you go to Sam Kinnison's grave, like, do you go stand at it and then just be like, "Thank you, Sam. I appreciated everything you did for the comedy."
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Yeah, and then I play Wild Thing right after it.
So cool.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, and then you and I are together in Omaha, and I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
And the first week in Omaha, real quick, I'm going to be the very first guest on the Todd and Tyler show since COVID happened.
Oh, you're going to live in studio with them?
They said I could only come in if I've been vaccinated, and I have been. So they said, you will be our first guest. I'm like, I can't wait.
Those guys are great. Say hi for me, because I don't think Megan and I are getting until that afternoon.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to listen to it, but we're not going to get in.
I know I told them you were going to be with me, and they said, well, please don't bring him in. But they did. No, they love you.
Like me. That's so fun.
So yeah, good show, buddy.
Well, Rob, we did it. Yeah, as we've come to another episode, the end of another episode of A Little Tom Foolery with Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. And again, I just want to thank everybody who's been listening. We're getting a lot of great feedback. Please, if you do have a chance, I know hopefully not bugging you, but if you want to join our Patreon, it helps us keep the lights on, helps us keep doing what we're doing. We have different levels that you can join on the Patreon, from Fine Fool all the way to Awesome Fool. Outstanding, Super Duper Fool, all the fools. So please check that out. But please keep listening to podcasts wherever you listen to them. We're available on all formats now, like Pandora, Spotify, Apple. So download, subscribe, please comment, like, and if you're on our YouTube, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you'll know when a new episode drops. But we thank you for your support. We're having so much fun doing this. Have an amazing week doing whatever you do. And this has been another episode of A Little Tom Foolery. Bye, fools.